RetroStudio is home to many well-crafted games, and I'm sure you've all had a ton of fun playing them. I certainly have. But did you ever stop and wonder that maybe there's just a little more below the surface? That if you just experimented and searched enough, you would find a little secret? Well, that's what I'm here for today. Hunt down these secrets and present them to you. How about we start with some smaller deals, then we can dabble in the main course. Presenting? Now to keep this brief, there's a secret at the end of the obby, where if you got to one of the corners, you'll be teleported. It's nothing special, just a little Easter egg. Though I will admit, I was stumped on this for a while for the first time, as there were a good few areas which looked like if you just reached something, it would teleport you to somewhere else. But I guess at the end, you can find space works too. This entire game's existence is basically be a secret hunting simulator. There's quite a few rooms to explore, however they're very easy to get to and are quite dry. The most you'll do is walk through walls. There's an alternate dimension area which I thought was neat, but that's about it. Not exactly very hidden, as you can see everything this game has to offer in like 2 minutes. Still, it was alright. This game is basically just Diet 3 and 4, and though it's quite fun, what we're here for is 2 secret paths in levels 2 and 3 respectively. The former is obtained by using your head and face with an off-colored brick, and the latter requires more skill to move through narrow spaces to reach the second exit. Overall, quite pleasant. If you've been playing RetroStudio for more than 1 week, you know what this game is. There's 2 secrets you can get from no clipping. The first being a backrooms area, which is subtly hinted at with 2 walls clipping into each other, which I thought was pretty smart, and a door leads to a long hallway, which leads to a duck button. It does what you expect. There's also a little back room you can access by sliding into a little crevice. Nice stuff to mess with for those wanting more. I like it. Now comes the more interesting secrets. I swear, from here on out, the secrets are actually fun to get to and or interesting. McGlaggle is a game where you work at McGlaggle or buy food. It's like those cafe games with outdated memes and tons of random junk. Speaking of junk, if you click on a dumpster enough times, you get certain items like pry balls and coils. You can even get a big Chrono Trigger sword that demolishes other players. And oh yeah, speaking of demolish, sometimes a random goober named Enfoso will spawn and you click on him to get 1 of 2 powerful weapons. You'll notice these rely on chance, that is true, but they're interesting occurrences and secrets nonetheless. Except not really, there's an entire list on the game's Roblox group that displays these occurrences and the chance of occurring, so there's that. ROBLOXian Water Park is exactly what it sounds like. You go in the water, you steal lemonade, yep, all fine here. However, if you go off map and use your float tool, you can achieve a state of flight, which can land you directly in the backrooms, which is neat. There's also this funky looking cube that well, not the first time this has happened. Anyways, you turn the corner and oh look, the cube of madness. Anyways, welcome to hell! I'm actually kind of impressed they don't take the time out of the day to make this wacky version of the map, even if nothing much was really added besides A-Ray. Glad to know everyone still treats him like a world-ending anomaly. To be frank, I just like it when developers do this. Just take the map and stuff it in a blender. It's a fun practice I'd like to see done more. Alright, final 2. Trust me, these ones are juicy. This game is a recreation of one of Fat Pat's hobbies in RetroStudio. It's basically the same experience as the OG, but with a few tweaks. But that's not important. What's important are these purple coins. You're meant to collect all 100 of them across the obby for a badge. Pretty simple and out of the open. But did you know there are 10 extra coins spread across the map after you beat the game? A few of these are quite simple, like at the hotel's entrance or underwater with a SpongeBob remodel. But there's also one on the back of one of the border stone areas, referencing an inside joke within RetroDev. A few surrounding green building with one on top of the spire, one in a pocket in another spire, and a little shop area with a FNAF music box for some reason. However, there's one that sticks out. It's once again by the spire, with a puzzle where you must turn all the black spaces into white ones to proceed, which becomes easy once you know which buttons activate others. Entering the building, you're stripped of any tools or boosts and are put in a really colorful area. Turning the corner, you'll find an obby. Beating this takes you to an area with 4 coins and a machine with its own buttons. This is where the secret ends as you cannot interact with it. The area I see is from a game called Party.exe. In one of the final endings, you break out a balance and enter in a code to the aforementioned area, where you find the machine, named the Dream Emulator Rift Position, or DERP for short. And that's about where this game ends when it comes to secrets. Just a few fun little Easter eggs popped in the game. A classic game remaining in RetroStudio. Hospital Nightmare 3 has quite a few secrets to uncover after beating it. However, firstly, there's actually a secret room in the lobby which lets you obtain a 1 mug soda. Sure, why not? Anyways, you can clip out of bounds with path grid which leads to many areas. I actually found out about this while trying to obtain a secret sword at the game's endpoints. I think this was meant to lure you out of the map, since I could never find a way to actually get the sword. Anyways, after you exit the map, you're free to explore, and there's a few places you can access. First, there's an area that was used to make the thumbnails for the game. This was probably something in the OG, I'd imagine, as that's just how you did things back then. Anyways, back in the lobby, you can actually spawn out of the spawn and reach heaven. Pretty neat if I say so myself. Lastly, you may notice a little part of a troll face on it. What happens after you touch it? I'll let the footage speak for itself. Notice anything different or weird? Of course, I'm talking about the Morse code, which translates to stick had too much soda, which makes sense. I mean, did you see the marketing for this stuff? And that's how your game had to show. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to ramble for a good minute. Adding secrets into your project should be encouraged more in my opinion. It's just good fun to run around looking for little crevices and cracks in the world of the developer made and find little Easter eggs. I'd love to see more games where there's just a bunch of random junk hidden beneath the surface to find. Especially one that's not super obvious that the secrets are there with the obvious secret badges in the game's description. Personally, I think the idea there could be a little secret to find in, say, natural disaster survival or RetroStudio 2 is very intriguing and is enough to make me search for every little crack in the game. Just the allure of there being something else to find, something else to play around with, something else to explore is so much fun. Like, imagine a cave exploring game having a secret cave filled with a special type of crystal, or a burger place containing a secret food item that you can unlock through little scavenger hunts. Or hey, just a few non-collide walls with some stuff behind them, and I still think it'd be cool. Just having fun little extras to discover is enough to add an extra punch to a game. Something for people to nod at and discover with friends out of the blue. Something that keeps you looking behind yourself, just in case. Unfortunately, I cannot find many games with secrets, and the last two games are the only ones in my opinion that handle it very well. I think adding secrets is fun. Keeps your game fresh for a little while longer and makes it more interesting. So yeah, hope you enjoyed my dear viewer. Subscribe if you want to see more of this stuff, and I'll see you next time.